Welcome back to the Meeple Marathon. Today we're going to be looking at the Paladins Collector's Box for Paladins of the West Kingdom. So this is meant to be a store-all solution for what at this time, and maybe forever, is just Paladins of the West Kingdom and the City of Crowns expansion. So it's not quite as big as I was expecting. I find the artwork fine. It includes a little mini expansion, so we'll take a look at that. But the main goal of this video is to see how we can fit all of this into this. So we're going to open this up, take a quick look at the insert, completely empty, the Vassal mini expansion, and then we're going to see how it all fits back in the box. All right, so this is meant to hold just Paladins. It's roughly the same size as the Architects of the West Kingdom special box. And here we have the insert that is included, and supposedly it's going to hold everything. Now, one thing that I can see it's probably not going to do is, we'll take a look at this here in just a second, but let me finish my train of thought here. Is what I like to do is set aside in these small little super stacker boxes here basically everything that one individual player would need to play. So this is all of their buildings, and you don't, especially the absolving little pots are very tricky to pull out, the exact numbers that you need to go 0 through 9. This looks like everything is just going to be in its own storage spot, but we're going to give this storage solution a try to see how it works. So the Vassal mini expansion gives you these yellow meeples here, which are a unique color. And this this mini expansion is meant to make the game a little easier. So what you'll see here is that it comes with some Tavern Cards, that each one of these new Tavern Cards includes a yellow worker. So you're not always going to have access to a yellow worker. You mix these in and they may come up, they may not. But you can see here that there is a King's Favor card that allows you to put any worker here to get a yellow one. And then just this little instruction card here. It appears to be, yeah, exactly the same one. And this is basically saying that you can turn the yellow worker into any single one of these other colors. It's basically a wild, and you get to do it for one less coin or one less supply resources. So it essentially is meant to make the game a little easier. This mini expansion was named after Tom Vessel from the Dice Tower. I believe he kind of complained about how there was no wild token other than the thieves, and so they made an expansion just for him. So either way, let's see if we can get, again, all of this into here. Okay, so that actually wasn't nearly as bad as I thought. So we have our rule books on top here. That's pretty straightforward. Now, the only thing that I couldn't really figure out was where the best, or if there was specific places I was missing for the boards, specifically like these boards that were added on as part of the City and Crowns expansion. This one that's a solo player overlay board, they, I guess, just kind of lay on top there like that. These boards certainly fit in, and fit kind of nicely side by side with this board. So all of that seems to fit nicely because they're roughly half the size of these, and these obviously fit in right here to hold all of the stuff that we're about to reveal underneath. So that should all be straightforward. And there's plenty of room once these are down to kind of fiddle with the board's placement up above. But here you can see the main crux of the storage. So there's actually a lot of extra room in here for cards, mainly because this was designed to hold sleeve cards if you would so like it to. So you can see here that each of these wells here with all of the standard size cards has plenty of extra room in it, as well as these wells down here. There's not there's basically a single well for all of the standard size cards. So, you know, the townsfolk cards and the outsider cards, the paladin cards, and then the City of Crowns negotiate cards. So, but down here I had to kind of double things up. So like this is the suspicion cards and the debt cards. They kind of go together, and the wall cards and the tavern cards. And so everything's basically doubled up. Then what I did here is simply put the solo AI cards on top of the mini vassal expansion. That was easily the smallest pile. So for right now, I want to keep the, you know, mini vassal yellow meeples here separate from here, and those cards separate from here, because I'm not sure whether I'm going to play with them every time. And so what most of them are just tavern cards, adding in tavern cards that, you know, add that yellow meeple that you could draft. But I'm not 100% sure whether I'm going to play with the yellow meeples or not. And so that, along with the, what's this guy's name here? I forget his name, but from the City of Crowns, and the solo marker, just so I can easily find it. I don't want it getting lost amongst all this other stuff here when I need to find it. But there's one giant well for all the little meeples here, which is fine. My original storage solution had just all the meeples together. I was just putting them in a big cup on the table, and so it's pretty easy to pull them out of. And then you can see here there's a spot for your supplies, your resources. I have some upgraded resources here, which I can put a link to in the description below, but they came from Etsy, but they still fit in there. Nice and flat. And then there is 4 different wells, each to put, essentially this is a player's worth of stuff. So again, you're not going to be able to pull these out and hand them to an individual and say, here you go. But you can simply scoop out and say, here's your stuff. The biggest pain in the butt is really the absolve jars and making sure you have the correct numbers. Other than that, it's really not a big deal, but it is nice that they have separated these out. And again, with the big, you know, 4 players boards worth sitting on top, I wouldn't trust to tip this on its side to display it from the front, which is unfortunate because the front of the box is, you know, the nicest artwork on the box, but I just don't see that happening without stuff spilling out. There's still, you know, a decent amount of room for stuff to shift on top. But anyways, over here we've got our coins. You know, plenty of room for the cardboard coins that come with the box. I finally got my hands on the metal coins in this most recent Kickstarter, but I only have 1 copy of the metal coins, so I'm going to be keeping these out separate, and that way I can always easily get to them for every game. So for now, I'll just store those in there. I also have my cardboard supply tokens in there. Just, I don't ever like getting rid of that stuff. And then the last thing here is just this one tiny little board. I really didn't like it just kind of floating around, so it's very easy to grab over here. I just threw it over there. But that's it. It's very straightforward getting everything in here. So there you go. That's storing back away your Paladins of the West Kingdom collector's box. So again, I put the 4 main player boards on top, and then the 2 original boards here, and then the 1 extension board over here on this side. I guess you could go like this. That actually fits a little bit better. But then these, again, I'm just not 100% sure what the best method is for these. And then does this just sit on top like that? You know, but it's all in there. It's all going to stay flat. The only thing I don't have in there right now, but I probably will find a spoon for, is the Paladins specific stuff for Tome Saga. So this is all the stuff that is exclusive to Paladins that I could keep in the Paladins box. I'll probably find a home for this somewhere, maybe even keep it baggied up so I don't get it mixed up, because this is not necessarily an expansion. Unless you're playing through the Tome Saga, you're not going to use these cards. So for right now, they're just off to the side, but as you can see, there's plenty of room for them in there. So yeah, these can just kind of sit on top like that, and then the box lid goes on top. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen, for the Paladins of the West Kingdom Collector's Box. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know in the comment section below. Ooh, it is airtight. All right, there we go. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future, please consider subscribing to the channel. Once again, thanks for watching. Have a great day.